Hello, my name is Edison Ruiz and I'm going to talk about TypeScript. But before we need to talk about JavaScript. JavaScript started in 1995 as a scripting language for browser for solving simple tasks. Although it has evolved and is one of the most used languages. In big application it's common to see errors or it's hard to sustain. Some people say that all the code becomes read-only. All that we can do is add more code but not make significant change because broke the code. With this problem in 2012, Microsoft pulled TypeScript. But what is TypeScript? It's a syntactic superset of JavaScript, which adds syntactic typing. This basically means that TypeScript adds syntax on top of JavaScript, allowing developers to add types. So TypeScript is the same language that JavaScript, but with many improvements. So if we need to first learn JavaScript and then TypeScript. Why should use TypeScript? JavaScript is a loosely typed language. It can be difficult to understand what types of data are being passed around in JavaScript. In JavaScript, functions, parameters, and variables don't have any information, so developers need to look at documentation or ways based on the implementation. In TypeScript allows specifying the types of data being passed around within the code and has the ability to report errors when the types don't match. For example, TypeScript will report an error when passing a string into a function that expects a number. JavaScript will not. I do the example about that. Have a common error in JavaScript when we want to sum these variables, but this is a number and this is a string. JavaScript just concatenates the result like a string. And this maybe will be a problem if we have different results. But in TypeScript, here let me show an example. TypeScript. We'll let a number 1. We need to declare the type of data that we hold in this variable. We want a number 10. And the other let number 2 number. But if we greet a string, TypeScript show an alert or error. Type string is not assignable to a type number. So this is one of the best advantages in TypeScript. If we want to a string, we just put a string. Hello. Or let sample 3. Other types of variables or data, like a boolean, and if I put a number, this will be an error or a string, true, and we have an error too. So we need to put the correct data. So there are many advantages of using TypeScript. The first, like we see in the video, you don't have to wait to be in production to detect the errors. Front-end technologies work with TypeScript, like Angular, React, Vue 3. Okay, and you can use TypeScript also in the backend. TypeScript adds extra features to JavaScript, classes, interfaces. And if you know JavaScript, you don't need to learn a new language from the start, because it's the same. Here I show you another example.
And so here is a little example of me starting a completely blank project. I have installed Lodash as a node module, but that's all I've done. And now I start a blank file, and I just start typing. This is in Visual Studio Code, import underbar from, and then see we get statement completion on Lodash. But now if I say let x equals underbar dot, then notice statement completion. This came because we could auto-provision from definitely typed and grabbed all the type information from there. And we could actually now put that to good use and show you what's possible to type or to write here, even though you haven't said any type annotations. Also, you might have, say, JS-doc annotations in your code, and we can actually scrape those and treat them as type annotations, right? So here's a function, just take some s. But now when I say s dot, you'll see that I get statement completion because we scraped the JS-doc annotation and we know what the properties are on string. But if I call it, we don't give you errors because, hey, this is JavaScript. I mean, it's possible, and likewise, if you spell this wrong up there, we also don't give you an error. However, you can opt into what we call TS check, which is basically go check it. And if you're absolutely sure there's an error, then show us that error. And also, in here you'll see that now you can actually use refactorings to go do the rename and whatever. And so we can do a lot without type annotations. And you can get a lot of the benefits from TypeScript without actually ever really using it.
Well, even all the code that we made in Visual Studio was written with TypeScript. Well, TypeScript, here we can see the growing of TypeScript in the last years. People are using TypeScript a lot, and it's the sixth language in GitHub more used. Some people say that when they use TypeScript, they don't want to use JavaScript anymore. Well, thank you.